Howdy howdy, I hope you're all keeping well, and it's almost the 25th, where does the time go? So today I've got 3 things for you. We're going to look at CSS resizing, CSS background repeat, and the third one is a trick that honestly, when I first saw it, it blew my mind. So let's hop into this demo. I've got a CSS Christmas tree, and you can see this arrow is pointing to the familiar resize handle. We can make the tree taller, wider, shorter, narrower, and this is all done through CSS. The CSS resize property allows us to resize elements both horizontally and vertically, and we can define that with a value of horizontal, vertical, or both. In this case, we're using resize both. If we set a background color on that element, you can see the container that is being resized. The only caveat for using CSS resize is that the container must have an overflow of hidden. Tip 2, background repeat. The middle layers of our tree are one element. We can highlight that element by giving it a background color. This element uses a background image which points to an image of this section of the tree, and it has a size of 100% by around 10 vmin. But why doesn't it get clipped? Well, that's the trick. We're using background repeat round, and what that does is stretch a background image to fit the container. So we can see it stretches, grows, pops in another, grows, pops in another. Now for the mind blower. This one's really cool, and it's kind of an SVG/CSS tip trick. How are these baubles animating? If we take a look in the inspector, we can see there's no animation properties here. All I'm doing is setting a background image of this SVG. Well, the nifty trick here is that you can write inline styles in your SVG, including animation code, and it will run in the SVG in some browsers. So if we actually hover over this asset, you can see that the SVG is actually animating itself. And if we inspect the code for the SVG, I've actually included a style tag inside this def tag, which contains the CSS animation code. And that allows us to create this animated bauble effect in the background image of our tree layers. And that's that.